Okay, so we got finally the official patch notes, which, pretty much just solidify we already knew what we already knew, but it's just nice to see that the official thing came out. So one thing that happened was they did drop in it's not like a fast patch, like, how can I say it? Like a teaser, right? They gave us a teaser and said that the player cap would be increased level 70, but they scrapped that off, so I'm guessing, I don't know, later date. Don't see a reason not to, but it's fine. Chapter 7 update, by the way, Chapter 7 has a stupid hard fight with Gopher. We'll talk about it in a second, but Chapter 7 has a really difficult fight against Gopher, and you have issues with it. But new heroes added: SSR Gopher and SSR Galland. We had already seen the leak of this Galland and Gopher. I did not talk about Galland in my video when I was kind of talking about the leak, because Galland is really good, don't get me wrong. But Gopher, man, he's the best unit in the game, so I had to highlight him. They will be one banner. They will be just one banner. Thank God they stopped releasing just one unit in one banner. That was just stupid. Releasing just one character in one banner and having them just have the regular feature rate was just stupid. Hopefully they will not do this anymore on global. Have they? I don't remember the last time they did that on JP with like a major banner. Because they've done that with like, not major, but like random banners like Ballion and stuff like that. But recent major banners, I don't recall any ones that only had one featured unit. And like the coin shops were kind of major, man. Bond is a really good unit, especially now on global, and also Merlin, really good unit. But thank God Gopher doesn't have a banner alone, which is even more value. Gopher is already the best unit in the game, and he would be a must summon even if he was alone. I've been telling people to save for Gopher and maybe skip Bond, skip Merlin, because Gopher is the real guy. If you don't know what he does, a quick summarize: he attack seals on his attack card. Not the biggest of deals, but it is a really nice attack card, just being able to attack seal. Doesn't do that much damage, it's AoE, but attack sealing AoE is actually really stupid, right? But this is the kicker, right? He ranks up skills of any ally. That includes him as well, if he wants to rank up Gopher himself. That alone is one of the reasons why he's so stupid. That's pretty much the reason why he's so stupid, but this skill, maybe you won't see why it's so good by just knowing what it does, but once you pick him up and use him like a little bit, you'll get why he's so good. He just makes your teams fluid. Whatever team you have, he just makes it better. You'll be using him for Grey Demon, Crimson Demon, which is probably gonna release in like 2 weeks or so, maybe. You'll be using him on PvP, you'll be using him on general PvE activities. He's really good. We, till this day, still call him the best unit in the game on JP. Even with the new Milios that came out, the new Derriere, he's still the best unit in the game. And it's gonna be really hard for him to be dethroned in any way. So, also level 3 increases basic stats. Here's one thing: if you are able to get like 3 level 1s for him in his hand, right? You can rank himself up, right, with Gopher, and then both of the other level 1 cards are going to become level 2s, so you use one of the level 2s, and then everything is going to become level 3s, because this card is going to be level 3 as well, and it's just, you can do so much with him. So much, it becomes easier. His ultimate is also really good. It depletes ult gauge, which can be like super helpful for specific matches, especially if you're facing someone that just got an ultimate and you're like, nope, takes off the ult gauge of all the enemies. Has a passive that also complements him, he's a full-on support unit, right? And his passive is really good. If he doesn't take damage, increases the attack of all allies by 10%. Lots of times, you know, it's gonna be difficult to stack, because if he does take the damage, he loses the stack. But like a lot of matches, you're just gonna get the 10% because he just doesn't take the damage. And again, just overall, very spectacular unit, best unit in the game. So the banner is a must summon. I said I hate when I tell people to skip banners, and this is the time I'm telling you to not skip. Yes, you can buy him from the coin shop, but you know what? I recommend summoning and also buying, because you want him to be 6/6. His ultimate doesn't hit that hard if he's 1/6, but at 6/6, he hits pretty decently hard. And on top, like, you know, it's just a compliment the unit. And if you skipped, especially if you skipped Bon or Merlin, then you summon for Gopher, and then with coins that you get by summoning for Gopher, you buy Merlin or Bon. Bon is gonna be in the coin shop, so they actually put him here. Bon will be in the coin shop with the update. So if you skipped him or didn't pull him, you can summon for Gopher, get coins, buy Bon. He will still be meta this week. It's just because Gopher and Galland came out doesn't mean that Bon's not gonna be meta anymore. So it's gonna be interesting seeing PvP, how it's gonna evolve this week with both Gopher and Galland coming out. Now talking about Galland, they put a pretty nice visual representation of how Galland's passive works. So Galland has a very interesting passive when you coerce an enemy. Let me use the real translation. Okay, coerce. They changed pressure to coerce. No! Pressure is such a better name! What even is coerce? I'm googling right now. What is coerce? It's to persuade. He's not persuading. He's literally forcing. Okay. Okay. Coerce an enemy at the start of a battle. When coerced, the target can only target Galland and cannot activate debuffs. The effect lasts until Galland is dead. So how it works is he picks up a random enemy will be coerced, and they will be forced to only attack Galland. It works as a taunt, and if they try to apply any kind of debuffs, the debuffs just don't work. Even if it's not on Galland, if it's like an AoE debuff, the debuff just doesn't work. So if you end up landing this on a specific character in the enemy team, that can be very helpful. Galland's passive is very overlooked. It's really good. It's very specific because it's random, right? You don't choose who's gonna be coerced. Then you know. But yeah, Galland's pretty good. Taking a look at what he does. He does inflict Amplify on his attack skill, which increases damage by 30% for each buff. He doesn't buff himself outside of his ultimate, so for the majority of matches you won't see the Amplify effect coming out, but he still hits decently hard. He does have decent stats, attack stats especially. His other card though is the real like stinker. Inflicts damage to 68%, applies bleed. Like this is terrible. This is actually a terrible card. It is a AoE, but it's terrible. His ultimate's really good. He gets all his basic stats up by 50% in his damage. It's really good because then he also gets the 30% per buff plus the 50 from the actual buff for the Amplify, right? And then here's the passive, I already said what he does. But here's the commandment. So here's how he counters Gopher. So allies and enemies that increase or decrease skill ranks are petrified for 2 turns. So when Gopher uses his rank up card, he gets petrified. Here's the thing. When Galland came out, on JP, he released to counter Gopher. And that was a real hard counter for Gopher. But here's the thing nowadays. Ever since then, they dropped a patch on JP that came with Global Day 1, because there was no reason not to, that when you use a cleanse, and you cleanse a debuff, attack, seal, or petrify, you can still attack in that turn. That completely shafted his passive. His passive, not his passive, his commandment, right? His commandment is counterable because of that. As long as you have a king, you can easily counter him, and king is like the best unit, is the second best unit in the game now in Global, after Gopher, right? He's like the second best unit in the game, so you will probably be using him. And Galland is still going to be a good counter for Gopher, but he won't be as predominant. He won't be as huge, but he's still good. It's mostly his commandment that really makes him good, because he's a hard counter for Gopher. But don't expect to always face Galland. A lot of people are not going to have the resources to level him up and Gopher, and they will opt for Gopher. 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100, people will choose leveling up Gopher over Galland if they pull both. That's if they pull both, right? If they pull only Galland, then, well, yeah, what can you do? If they pull only Gopher, then, you know. But if they have the choice between both of them, 99 times out of 100, they will choose to level up Gopher instead. So, it's something to keep in mind. You still want to use Gopher in PvP. Even if Galland coming out, you still want to use him in PvP. Okay. Oh, he's actually really good for Red Demon as well. Galland is really good for the Red Demon. What else happens? Nothing here. Go to the hero pickup event. Can we see the banner? No. Okay. They don't show the picture of the banner. We already have the picture. I showed in the other video. Okay. New hero edge, the coin shop, Ban. New bundles, Power of Truth, which is the costumes for Galland. Ending event bundles, blah blah blah. Merlin will be in the coin shop in the future, so it should take 2 weeks for her to go to the coin shop, which makes sense. They want to have Ban in the coin shop for 2 weeks, so you can pick him up, and then Merlin will come as a discount. Ban will be discounted, by the way, or he should be discounted by 5 coins. So, or 5 coins. I'm sorry. He should be discounted to 5 coins, so I definitely recommend if you don't have Ban to pick him up. If you already have Ban, I don't recommend buying dupes though. His dupes are not very good. Miscellaneous the blah blah blah. Fix the issue regarding some heroes only be able to register for costumes. That's it for the patch notes. Galland and Gopher came out. Gopher is a huge deal. He will do a complete 180 in the game. I joke with my my JP friends that I'm playing global. Everyone's playing global, right? Everyone that plays JP pretty much that I know is playing global as well. And we all are like, dude, I don't want to play without Gopher, man. It's just hell. Playing this game without Gopher is literal hell. So you do want to have him. If you don't pull him on the banner, don't stress. You will be able to buy him in the coin shop 2 weeks after his banner leaves, right? So it's not that big of a deal. Or this banner might last for 2 weeks, by the way, because you like the only reason why these banners do they say that? Let me see. They might mention it. Okay, yeah, it will last 2 weeks. Okay, good. So, interesting. The banners for 1 unit were lasting 1 week because it was only 1 unit, or I so assume. But this banner is gonna last for 2 weeks, so you can have 2 weeks of PvP gems and 2 weeks of just farming gems in general to summon on this banner. And then after the banner goes away, you know, you have the coins to buy him in the coin shop later. But yes, it's good for 2 weeks. That means that no new banner is gonna come out next week and just drain more gems. Also, I'm assuming that after Gopher and Galland goes away, Demon Melee and Hellbrim, I'm actually betting on that banner because they're just colliding banners again. I don't want them to release a separate Demon Melee and a separate Hellbrim banner. That would just, no, please no. If they do release Red Demon Melee and Hellbrim 1 banner, that would actually be something that people might summon on. Because Red Demon Melee, don't get me wrong, he's okay. But it's not necessary. And you can just buy him with coins later, right? You might not want to waste gems on summoning for him. He's only good for Crimson. He's not good for PvP. Some PvP activities he might be good on if they're green, right? But he's mostly just made for Crimson, and that's it. So you might just want to have coins for him. A lot of people are not going to be able to level up against their 75 as soon as Crimson comes out, right? They're still working on their 70s, so you might just want to wait for Demon Melee to go in the coin shop. But with Hellbrim in the banner, then it becomes more interesting, right? So it will be a big question. Once the banner comes out, I'll think more about it. I might skip, but yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching.